Good, what is it? Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. I'm meteorologist Ben Derry. Thanks for checking out KARE 11 Plus. Our first major snowstorm of the season is on our doorstep. It's rainy. We're going to see that rain transition to some heavy snowfall, and for a time, we could see some hazardous travel conditions later on this evening. Our weather impact alert runs from now all the way through noon on Wednesday, so not only the tail end of the evening commute, but overnight tonight and possibly even into Wednesday's morning commute will be impacted. Again, rainy this afternoon before abruptly transitioning to heavy wet snowfall after sundown tonight. Look for difficult driving, and many of us not only needing our shovels but possibly needing our snow blowers as well, including the Twin Cities Metro. What has changed? You can see more of a larger swath of Minnesota and Wisconsin now under a winter storm warning until 9 a.m. Some areas, especially across central Minnesota and into northern Wisconsin, going to be in that 4 to 8 inch snowfall range. And notice also, this just recently updated, areas in far western Minnesota and parts of South Dakota now under blizzard warnings because blizzard conditions have been met across that part of the state. That's where we're seeing heavy snowfall and combined with winds that are gusting up to 50 miles per hour. So some wild weather happening out in far western Minnesota, and we do expect some of those treacherous conditions to include the Twin Cities and parts of greater Minnesota later this evening. The cherry on top is it's also rather foggy outside. The fog has yet to lift across much of the area. Let's talk more about what has changed. Winter storm warning for all of the metro. We've actually increased our snowfall totals with a shift south with the main forecast runs. That means 3 to 6 inches looking more likely around the Twin Cities. That's an upgrade from the 1 to 3 that we were talking about yesterday. Snow and wind could create hazardous evening travel for the Twin Cities specifically, probably between 7 o'clock this evening and 1 o'clock early Wednesday morning. That's kind of the window where travel it's probably not advised because, again, heavy snow with 40-mile-per-hour winds, not going to make it super easy to travel outside. So it's a pretty potent weather system. Here's radar. There's the main moisture band that's rotating into the system. And looking further west, you can see we've already turned over to snow across far western and northwestern Minnesota. There's the transition that basically is between the Alexandria and St. Cloud area. If you're west of that line, the snow is already piling up. And this main swath right here, see the deeper blue color? That's where the heavy jackpot snowfall totals are going to be. That main swath is going to work its way through central Minnesota, clipping east central Minnesota and eventually moving into northern Wisconsin. So basically, the further north you go, at least with respect to the Twin Cities, the more snow you're likely going to see. It's a fairly compact wave. This is a wider look. You can see the snow tapering off across central parts of North and South Dakota. So this system, this low pressure system rotates to our south, and that's going to swing this main band of precipitation over our direction. So let's talk more about the main weather impacts with this system. First off, we are very confident in the rain turning over to snow, and that transition is going to happen later this evening, turning to all snow as we head deeper into the overnight hours and likely lingering into at least the first part of Wednesday morning. But the heaviest snow should probably be tapering after midnight tonight. Burst of heavy wet snow. We could easily see snowfall rates that exceed an inch per hour for several hours after dark this evening. That combined with plummeting temperatures and a very strong northerly wind, that snow is likely going to be sticking to everything, especially north-facing things like trees, cars, road signs. And as temperatures continue to fall, that snow, that heavy wet snow, might turn into a layer of crust. Hazardous travel is possible this evening, and we could easily see those tricky travel conditions continue into Wednesday's morning commute. So this is Microcast. We'll talk about the timing with everything. So there's our main moisture band that's continuing to feed into this weather system. This is 5 p.m. Still rain around the Twin Cities. Most of this evening's commute is just going to be on the wet side here. However, you can see by 5 p.m. that transition from rain to snow happens around the St. Cloud area, earlier for further areas further west and further north. And notice that dark blue band. That's the heavy snow. That's that 1+ inch per hour type of stuff. This is 8 p.m. There's that switch from rain to snow around the Twin Cities. There's that heavy band just northwest of the Twin Cities as well. So as soon as we see that transition from rain to snow, that's when that burst of snow is expected to fall. Probably the worst travel conditions as well. As we head into around midnight tonight, it's all snow for all of us for the most part. Snowfall rates do taper at least a little bit, but this combined with some strong wind is going to make for some tricky travel conditions. Back edge of the snow works its way through the area by Wednesday morning. Wednesday's morning commute, Doesn't look super great, but I do expect conditions to improve as we head into Wednesday afternoon. The snow will be done for at least 6 to 8 hours, but temperatures on Wednesday are certainly going to be on the colder side. So here's a look at the snowfall forecast. Those dark blue shaded areas, that's the 4 to 8 inches. St. Cloud, Brainerd, Lake Mille Lacs, Duluth, and northern Wisconsin. But for the Twin Cities, 3 to 6 inches. Southern Minnesota looking about 1 to 3 inches as that main band of snow kind of scoots on through. And you can certainly see higher snowfall totals the further north you go, lower totals the further south you go. Windy as well. This is a quick look at the wind gust forecast. As the system matures and pushes off to the east, gusty north wind that's going to continue into Wednesday. And here's a look at Wednesday's temperature and wind chill value, probably in the teens, feeling like it at least through most of Wednesday. Temperature, well, it's going to stay cold through the rest of the weekend, but we dry out Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Potential for additional snow on Saturday, so stay tuned for potentially another snowy system.